Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That means it's time for Elite Zone Live. Shauna, what's up?
Hello, hello. How are we?
We are doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for today. It's Friday.
Yeah, yeah,
Make it
gotta love a
happen.
Friday. Gotta love a Friday, but still gotta stay on the grind though, right?
Absolutely. All the
That's
time.
that's why we do this. We wanna be the voice in the ear of the real estate agent on that Friday. That's like, man, it's been a long week, and I know I got open houses and all kinds of stuff this weekend. What's going to keep me going? Well,
Yep.
hopefully we can do that here with Elite Zone Live. So let's go ahead and there we are. So today we're going to talk about the complete ecosystem, right? And try to remind real estate agents that marketing isn't just about random one-off tactics, but it's about building an ecosystem and how that compounds and how each part of the system works together to create success,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, and I mean, I think that most agents are pitched a lot of static, separate, segmented tools, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, like here is your ad strategy to get more clients. And then they go full on and they're like, yes, like this works. And yes, that's great. Like having those segmented strategies is important. But the ones that are dominating their markets, I feel like have all of these foundational pieces in
hmm
place, and they've created the ecosystem to where they have all their reviews, they have a website that Google finds authoritative and drives traffic to, they
Yeah.
have video and things on social showing that they're active in the community, they've got valuable content and blogs and things like that that they're sharing regularly, and then they've got the user experience on their website is designed to not only add value, but it's designed to get people that to engage with them, right? So it's like
Yeah.
all these different things. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna break down kind of the five core parts of the ecosystem, why most agents may not always realize how important all of these are and how they work together. And then, of course, we are going to talk a little bit about, shameless self promotion, that Agent Elite can help you with these things. Okay.
hmm
But look, we'd be doing you a disservice if we didn't talk about the fact that we've got some solutions for this, right? So, of
Yeah.
course, we're all about the strategy, we're all about the education, but we want to make it easier for you too. So let's start with the website, right?
hmm
So your real estate website, it's not just it's not just a brochure. We talk
Not
about
a
this, right?
placeholder. Not. Yeah.
Right. This is the foundation of your entire business, right? So it's supposed to be set up to capture leads. It's supposed to be set up to add value. So how should a website do that, Shauna? Tell me a little bit of how
Yeah.
should it look? What sort of things should be on there that offer value? And what would that look like if I'm an agent and I'm like, well, why can't I just get whatever website and
My
just
broker
have my
has and Mhm.
page? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk. Let's jazz it. Let's jazz it. Let's get into it.
Yeah. 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 No, I think that that's a great topic, and I think that it gets forgotten, and we like to repeat, what works, right? So yes, you can have just a website. You can have the one your broker provides. You can have a different one over here. You got to look at, is it helping or hurting your business, right? Well, how is it hurting? Well, it's not helping, so that's ultimately hurting. Like, it's a tool. It should be used as a tool to help funnel traffic, right? Uh, right now we are in a invisible era, right? Consumers don't operate the way that they have the last 20 years. People
Mm-hmm.
are inundated with information. You've got, news everywhere and fear mongering on both ends. You've got all this different
No
things and
kidding.
people trying to um get your attention, right? um it is an attention game. It is a visibility game, right? When a client decides to go with an agent, they already chose that agent months ago. So that is the challenge that you're up against, is We have been so used to doing business one way or two ways that we're missing this ecosystem that you need to really follow. So your website's got to be, yeah, a lead machine, not meaning it's all of your leads, but it should entice people that visit it to want to fill out a form to get in contact with you. Here's the
Hmm.
kicker. You have to understand the math behind that. Okay. A website only converts traffic into a lead about 1 to 3%. Okay. So if you want to generate one lead, you need at least 100 visitors at minimum each month.
Yeah. And just real quick to stop you right there, as somebody who's worked, I've had a lot of real estate agent clients that tell me, I pay this premium price, I have this awesome website, right?
Hmm.
And then I'm like, okay, cool. So I dive into it. I start looking at the analytics and doing the analysis. And they do, like, it's very aesthetically pleasing. Their picture looks good. Their logos look great, all of that, right? But I look on there and their monthly traffic is like one visitor. You know
And then
what I
they're
mean?
wondering
So
the website's broken. It's not working.
yeah,
Doesn't
right. Well,
work.
yeah, but right. And then they get the idea that
Mhm.
websites don't work,
Don't work.
which is just not true, And so
I look at it this
um
way. If websites truly did not work, then why does Zillow have a website? Why does homes.com have a website? Why does realtor.com have a website? Right?
sure.
Because they do
Yep.
work, but we've been taught to not have them work for us, and then taught to turn things like forced lead capture on, which has been over the years just sending people directly to Zillow and Realtor and Homes.com. So
Right.
we're trying to help agents take back their visibility and, which ultimately will take back their leads, right? And so the number one way is like really focusing on helping people be the visible agent. So yeah, you got to do things to get traffic there. But what happens when traffic gets there, what we're seeing on a lot of websites is they don't have lead capture set up strategically or pop up randomly that is going to get somebody to want to fill that out. A lot of agents
Mhm.
think, well, I have my phone number there, they should be calling me. Yeah,
Right.
if we all had a way for people to call you, that's what we'd be
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah,
But
but why
consumers
would
don't do
they?
that. Why would they?
Right.
Right?
Why would
And
why would they call you? Exactly.
and you got to think about the standard consumer nowadays. They're hiding behind that phone, they're keyboard ninjas waiting for you to be like, okay, well, I thought you need to call me. You
Yeah.
need to service me. That's their mentality. So you got to
Yep.
cater to the masses, not always what you want people to do, not always what I want people to do, but it's what are the statistics and the average consumer wanting to do. They want to find you on social media. They want to find you and fill out a form so that you do the work to call them.
Yep, exactly. And what's more about that is when I feel like when we say set up to convert leads, agents are like, "Oh, cool, cool. I have a form. There's a form on my site that's going to capture leads." So I'm gonna take over the screen here for a
Yeah.
second because I want to show something. All right. All right. So we are sharing, Shauna. This is your website now.
Um,
Can
I'm
can you see this?
I see the Elite Zone live background.
Got it. Okay. So let me. Here we go. Give me just one sec. That. Oh, I see. I see. Never mind. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Now you can see it.
Yes.
Okay. So this is Shauna's mock website. Now, just so people know, I don't know when the last time this was updated, but there's a few important things that I want to point out here. You can see right away, it's clean, it's minimal, there's not a lot of options, there's not a
Yep.
lot of text, right? So you're not making me
We're
read.
trying to really control like the maze behind the mouse, right? I have zero control over your mouse right now, right? Or
Yep.
over any visitor's mouse. But what can I do? I got to lead you with cheese. I got to lead you through the maze, right? That's kind of the
Right.
idea behind it. Like simplify it. Don't
Yep.
inundate it. You
Yep,
know,
exactly.
show buttons, calls to actions. What do I want them to focus on?
Yes. So right up here, search listings, what's my home worth? Two choices. And if you scroll down, yes, hey, look, it's got the featured listings. You can view all of them. And then you've got your little bit about, yeah, about you. And I love this too, the option to
Yeah,
read more. Do I want to read about it or no? Right?
yeah.
You're literally saying, giving them the option. Then this is something that a lot of agents I talk to miss. Featured communities, having
Yeah.
specific segmented areas for each community.
And
And
I want to
then
touch on that for a minute
yeah,
because
go.
a lot of companies, what they do is they focus on the city, like the big metropolitan cities, right? No,
Yes.
we want to get more granular into the neighborhoods, like
Yes.
smaller, because if you can
Yes.
dominate those areas, you're going to come up more. Because, I'm going to give an example. If somebody said, "Hey, I'm moving to San Diego," most people's next question would be, "But where in San Diego?" Right?
Right.
And so you don't want to
Exactly.
just search the entire San Diego County. You want to search, the little things, the Poway, the Claremont, the Pacific Beach, the Mission Beach, like the littler communities within there.
Yep.
And so that's going to give you more awareness, more visibility in those smaller niche groups that you focus on.
For sure. Yeah. No, that's a great point. 100% agree. And then going even deeper, and this is something that I love about our websites is look at this right here. This is telling the person, hey, if you're on my website and you're looking in these areas, I'm going to make it easier for you and I'm going to list out price ranges.
Yeah.
So I mean, they don't. You're saying you don't even have to type. If you're already on my site, these are the areas I work in. Hey, cool. Here's your price point. 7 to
Yeah.
eight
When
hundred
you when
thousand.
you click
Boom.
on it, it opens right up and shows you that area
Look at
with
that.
those price points already done.
Done. Right. So that is super powerful, and I'd be willing to bet that this is very like I'll bet consumers and people looking to buy will look at this and they're like, oh dang, well they made it a lot easier. I
Yeah.
don't have to open up maps and search or anything. And then yes, of course, at the bottom you've got your your form, right? So that's the homepage. I love how this is set up, the simplicity of it. And then you've got they can sign up for the daily listing alert. They can get their market
Hmm.
reports. You've got a mobile app, the mobile app that we offer, showing clients Facebook ad spend that we're gonna correct me if I'm wrong here, but this basically says we're going is this
That's our ad
oh
manager, so we
got it.
can
This is
create
showing
ads
a yeah.
for our clients. Um,
Yes.
and so that's a huge thing because they could even in turn this around and share with their clients from a seller
Yes.
perspective.
That's what I
That
was getting
we're
at
running ads, right?
for
They
you.
can run ads for their sellers, like listings.
Yes.
Use that as
Yes.
part of your listing presentation. Hey, why do you want to choose me? Well, I also run Facebook ads for every property that I sell. That's going to
Exactly.
get more
Which
awareness. That is what the seller wants to know is why do I choose you? Well,
yeah,
you choose me
why?
because I'm going to market your system, your house,
Yep.
your everything.
Exactly.
And that's what
Exactly.
they're looking for.
And then you've got all of the local resources, right? So I
Yeah.
guess like the overarching point that I'm making with that is that it's not just a business card that's on a web page, right?
Hmm.
And it's not just here are my listings. It's
Here's
here's
everything in your area.
in this neighborhood, this neighborhood, this neighborhood. Here's all your
Yeah.
price points. Here's how I market. Here's my blog with all the info you might need, and then make it easy to get
Yeah.
in touch with me. Right. So
Yeah.
all of that stuff lined up together is really, really important. So for the website, that hopefully that gives viewers here a little bit more of an in-depth look on in our humble opinion, how your website should look. There's more than one way to do it, but very good. The layout there, I think, is really popular. And then once you have the website, Well, there's SEO, right? Well, I have this great website. How do I get people to it? What is the value of a website, Shauna, if nobody ever goes there? Right?
It's your business card in the sky, right? So that's the huge thing is like it's a two-way street. Like we do a lot of things that are going to give you the basic SEO. Now, we also have other options for more advanced SEO if you need us to write your content or
Sure.
you want a concierge service where we write your blogs, content, ask for reviews. But the SEO piece is like, how do we take your website and get it seen in the eyes of other search engines, like Google being number one, right? How do we make it so that every page is listed and that your website is growing? A big part is the way that we integrate the IDX. Those create pages on pages. Every time new listings come up, everything in the MLS. So there's a lot of that. We also coach you to writing blogs. We've seen and we have that the best clients that are wanting to get traffic to their site, they one send all their people to their site. Their voicemail even say, hey, thanks for calling, Shauna Stevens. Sorry, I can't get to the phone right now. Please check out my website, shaunastevens.com, for any additional services. I'll be in touch. Whatever. Use everything you do should send your web people to your website. When you
Right.
meet with a client, if they're looking to buy a home, you should add them to your system and your site so that those saved searches that we looked at, like they can start saving them. The reason you want to tie it to your website and stop using the MLS over here is because you're only helping the MLS's ranking. You're not helping your brand and your ranking.
That's
Get them
it
to
right
come
there.
back to you over and over. So
Yep.
when they're on the website and they like a property and then they get an email from you a couple days later saying, "Hey, we noticed you like this property. We have one that's similar. Check out this one." Everything we're doing is check this out. The link comes back to your website. You want to always
Yep.
send them back to your website so that they can really gain that traffic. But what happens is they've been taught to send to an MLS because it's easier, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
it's hurting them in the long run. They're not building out long-term success and
Yep.
ranking. That's a big part of what we're doing with our system.
Yep, yep, I love that. And so you've got your website and it's great and it's set up and it's designed to convert and all that. The content is that what feeds the engine, right?
Yep.
So you put the content in and that drives people there. But I don't know, there's a lot, and I never name names, but I've worked with agents that have websites and do marketing with some of our competitors, and they just ask me, they're like, well, I have this website, but nobody goes there. It's not working. They're not showing up. And
Yeah.
so I urge you, I'm like, if you're working with a company that builds you a website and then tells you that this website is going to magically have people show up, it just doesn't work like that,
No.
right? Like,
You
especially
you
not
got to
today.
you got to do your part too, and then your company also has to do their part. So we do a lot of it, and that's part of what the maintenance and everything that
Yes.
we're driving. We're working on ways to drive more traffic. A lot of our systems come with standard SEO traffic that you'll probably get, like 10 to 15 visits a month. But we want to help you expand on that, right? The goal is, how do we get you over the next 2 years, a year, to 300, 400 visits a month, 500, 600, 1,000. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. Okay.
Mhm.
Google didn't just pop up overnight. It felt like it did, but if you actually look at their history, they've been working at it for 10
Yeah.
years before.
Well,
We want to get it.
let me play
Yep.
devil's advocate here for a second. So, well, Shauna, but Zillow has like these agents have their websites and they're doing so good because they have this giant budget and they have all these people to help
Hmm.
them. Like, I can't do that. I don't have the money. Like Zillow, of course, they're doing great. They've got millions and millions of dollars. So, of
Hmm.
course, their website's going to beat mine. What would
Yeah,
you
we're
say to
not
that?
looking we're not looking to beat Zillow. Like, I can show you ways that we can, but we're not looking right off the bat to beat Zillow. We're looking about creating habits and consistency that compounds your ranking over time. Where in 12 months, if you do these things consistently, and that means not just writing blog posts once a month. Like, it's posting one blog every month, right? Or every week, I'm sorry. And it's about those communities, about your service, it's about what's going on in the industry, things like that. Because you think about it, every blog post creates another page on Google that you're indexing. So your site becomes bigger. Google loves
Right,
that. Google looks at
right.
it this way. Look, Joe Schmo down the street, we're looking at its site. He hasn't updated it outside the MLS data in the last, 3, 4 months, 3, 4 years. Well, Shauna, you added a blog post this week and last week and the week before. You've added things. You're more relevant. In the eyes of Google, who's more relevant? The person that does it every few months or the person does it every week? Person does it every week is going to climb that ladder above.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the ranking. And if they do something, it'll be like this. But if they do it every week and they're outpacing you, they're climbing above you. Why is your competition above you and why is your website not working? Because you're not working it.
Yep.
That's the biggest thing.
Yep, 100%. That's exactly the answer that I was trying to entice out of you. So 100%. So you've got your website. That's your foundational piece.
Mhm.
That's where you want people to land, no matter what you're doing, where you are out in the ecosystem.
Mhm.
You're pulling them back to the site. The way that you do that, well, one way that you do it is through adding rich, relevant, value-adding content
Content.
consistently, right? So we've got that. And by the way, we can and will write the blogs and publish them for you if this is something that you don't want to handle. We know full well that agent, you guys are busy. You're running a business. You want to be doing what you do best.
Yeah.
And most agents aren't going to say, well, my skill set is writing blogs. Okay. If it is,
Yeah.
awesome. If it's not, no problem. You want to be out there selling houses, we can handle that, but you can do it. And if you budget in the time and the strategy and use tools, hey, you can get this done. But I want to move on in the sake of time to part 3. Okay. So first pillar, or the first core pillar, is your website. The second core pillar of the digital ecosystem is SEO and content, right? To feed the engine. Now we're talking about reviews. So here's my question for you. Which agent gets more business? The agent that on social media is doing flashy videos, another closing, $1 million commission, check me out over here, boom, 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 but they have 0 reviews? Or the agent that is not doing a bunch of flashy stuff, maybe doesn't even have as much social media or as many followers, but has 500 5-star reviews on Google?
Yeah, it's gonna be that second agent, right? Will the first agent get some business? Probably, but it all depends on what your audience is, right? If you can put out content all you want, if it's not getting any views, you're hurting. You've got to do it strategically. So yes, be on social media, drive that traffic to your website, have the blog post going, have the website going. Like that's a pillar to hold you up.
Right.
But reviews are huge. Reviews, right, are the new referral. Okay. Most people are not relying on word of mouth referrals. Like 60% of them um, aren't trusting, agents right now just because of what's been in the media about commissions, things like that.
Yes.
Um, they're not trusting that
Yep.
referral. They're trusting their own, research that they do. And so that is why it's so important to write blogs about what you do, how you do it, why you're the best agent to use, because they're doing their own research on it, right? And then they are reading the online reviews because they want to see what other people had experienced when working with you, right? And so those are speaking volumes. And what that does is you got to diversify. Stop putting all your reviews on Zillow. All you're doing is beefing up the use of Zillow. You're
Right.
sending more of your traffic and viewership to Zillow, which has millions of agents listed. You got to have your own Google business page. You got to have Google business reviews, Facebook reviews, Yelp reviews, like diversify it. Google is really big because of the fact that you can own your own Google business page, which is basically like your office. That's my
Right.
address, my office. But you can get reviews, you can ask for reviews, respond to reviews is going to be
Yep.
huge. That's
Yep.
seen as content in the eyes of Google again. Like that's what's going to get you ranked higher for the relevancy and prominence is how many reviews you have, but are you responding to the reviews? Even if it's a bad review, what are you doing? What is your response like? Can speak volumes and turn that shift around in a consumer's perspective.
Totally. Yeah. And I mean, if you think about it, like when I'm going to choose a restaurant, I'm always looking at the reviews. I'm
Hmm.
always looking at it. What have people's experiences been? So like, okay, I'm going to go get a steak that's going to cost me $60. Do you think I'm going to trust somebody with a home purchase or sale without checking out at least what somebody's experience has been with
Yeah.
them? No way, right? No way. Like, so
Yeah.
that's, so super,
I think
super
it's very,
important.
but that is what our top agents are doing. We've seen a couple of our clients over the last couple of years increase their ranking and review rating by over 329% just by simply working with us and having a strategy of when to ask for reviews and
Yep.
how often to ask. And
Yep.
all you have to do is at least start by asking. Just ask that last person you talked to that worked with, hey, would you mind, putting some feedback here? Send them the link, even send them something to write that they can adjust to help them with that. Because the last thing that consumers want to do is use their time to do something, right? We know that. So make it easy for them to write or copy paste that review and just ask.
Exactly.
If you don't ask, it's a 0%. If you do ask, you have a 50-50, right?
Exactly. And that's the whole, like, the whole mindset shift that we talk about is instead of the consumer taking the time to search out exactly what they want, you have to be like, hey, here's what you're probably looking for, right? Oh, nope, that's not it. Okay, no problem. Here's what it is, right? Like,
Yeah,
you just keep feeding them. Is it this? Is it this? Is it this?
absolutely.
Is it this? And then you learn from that, right? Oh, all right.
Yep.
Nope, they don't want that. They want this. And then once you do that, then, and this is all done before you even meet the person.
Yep.
That's the marketing system that we live in now. Before you even talk to somebody,
They're already
like,
choosing.
I
So
mean, my
you have
God.
to do what you can to take over like that space in someone's mind. Like be that agent in their mind. How do you do
Yes.
that? Through consistent, reviews, consistent marketing, consistent content, posting on social media. Like all
Yes.
these little pieces are huge because that's what they're using to evaluate. Oh, I saw you here, but then I saw your website last week and then I saw this here. They're using that to evaluate. And then when they are ready to like, I want to buy something. Oh, who
Yeah.
do I know? Who do
I
I know? Who do I know?
exactly. Exactly. And what it continues to amaze me to the power of that, you know, video and content and things like that. Just recently, my band played a show in San Diego here, and we post online, we post videos about it. And when I got there, somebody from the other band, like one of the other bands, he came up and he's like, "Hey man, nice to see you again." And I was like, have we met before? Because I'm positive I haven't met this person because he's a celebrity. This person's a celebrity. So I'm like, have we met? And he's like, oh my God, no, that's social media. He goes, how was your camping trip? Because he saw a video that I did and I was plugging the show, but I was camping and I was talking about that. And so like, that's what I mean. It's like you can create a connection where somebody feels like they already know you before they've ever even met you.
Yeah.
And how much more powerful is that going to be when you're face to face with that person if they already recognize you? I mean,
Hmm. You already
that's
have that mind share.
that cues psychological comfort. I already
Yep.
know this person. I've seen them. They were on that camping trip, and I like to camp with my. You know what I mean? It just creates that. So,
Yeah.
anyways, that's it. We can get into that another time. But reviews and reputation really, really important. The next piece is okay, great. So I've got my website, I've got my content. I'm feeding people in, right? People are giving me reviews, so people are checking me out. Okay, blah 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 blah. But once they do become a lead, then what? If your CRM is broken or your automation isn't working for follow up, what good is all those leads, right? It's like each
Yeah.
stage we get to, what good is all the reviews and all the leads and the website and
Yeah.
the content if you're not able to
Hmm.
continue to build the relationship with this person all the way through? So, fast follow up, speed to lead, 5 minutes versus 5 hours, I think is the difference between closing and losing, right? So if you're not following
Yeah.
up quickly and your CRM isn't set up, then that's going to be an
Hmm.
issue. So let's get in the weeds with that. How does an agent set their CRM up so when they do capture a lead, it works for them?
Yeah. The biggest thing is like one, choosing the right system, also putting the work in to choose that system. Hey, Max, there's background noise. I don't know if that's me or you. Can you hear? Um,
Yes, I can. Yep. Hang on.
I think I don't know if your mic's not connected. There you go. And so the biggest thing is like understanding that yes, you need all of these, but you can work at little iterations of it, right? The nurture piece is a foundational piece. That is probably one of the first steps we work with people is what does it look like? Because you could buy all the leads in the world. You could invest so much time, effort, get traffic, but if you're generating all these leads, but they're not having a follow up, follow through, and you're just keeping them on a spreadsheet and like, oh, I'll call them every once in a while, that's not going to be sustainable or the way that everybody operates. Yes, give a call, give a text message, give an email, because what you'll identify is some people will respond via email, some people will respond via call, some people will respond via text, social media, right? So you want to have a system, and it doesn't matter what kind of system you have, you just want to make sure it has those follow throughs. The other thing is looking at the system, you need to make sure that that CRM is connected to your website in some way. Okay. And why is that important? We kind of go back to that SEO piece is if it's connected to the website, you are sending repeat traffic back to your website. Okay. When they click a link from an email. So not only am I engaging and reaching out to a lead, I'm giving them the opportunity to come back for value to my website, which in the back end is helping with my SEO, right?
That's the key. Yes,
And
exactly.
so that is the biggest piece that we see missing when people have a CRM here, a website here, an email marketing here, and they're not connected or communicating. And so we want to
Yep.
fix that and have it in and be simple. It doesn't have to be this crazy thing that you have to have a PhD to use, right? And so allow something to kind of kill three birds with one stone, right? And then even the text messages have links that send back to your website. Okay,
Hmm.
why do you want repeat traffic? You got to look at it this way. In the eyes of search engine and Google's, like if you want to rank higher, you want to move up, it's a popularity contest. Okay.
Yeah.
If you get just new traffic but nobody ever comes back, Google tracks that. They go, okay, well, you did something good, but now you're not there. There's no other value. It's a one and done. And
Yep.
so they compare
Exactly.
it and they look at a different competitor site. Well, they got people that keep coming back 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
Yep.
So you must be more popular. It's kind of the busy restaurant versus the non, right? And
For
so
sure. For
we look
sure.
at that, there's a line down the street for that restaurant. God, that must be good. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
the restaurant that has a bunch of reviews that has 0. The line down the street is like, "Oh my god, that's good. Let's stay in that line. We gotta visit there one time." And people
Yep.
will wait in that 45-minute line because they wanna see what's so good about it. It's the same
100%.
thing with traffic. So your nurturing of leads should help boost and increase your SEO,
Yep.
okay?
So,
The
and
other
that's
thing
go ahead. Continue.
I was going to say the other thing that you got to look at from a nurturing standpoint is is it communicating with your CRM to let you know, hey, they came back, hey, they looked at
Yeah.
another property, hey, they looked here.
Mhm.
Because if it's not communicating there, then how do you know that that is a lead that's engaging with you? Would you rather call a lead that you can see looks at multiple things or a lead that never looked at anything, right?
Yep.
And so, for example, with Agent Elite, we track that and we have what's called a behavioral health tracking, and it gives it a lead rating. If somebody is looking at your emails, opening them, clicking on them, coming back to your site, saving more properties, we will put a higher priority star rating on that for you versus somebody who's not. And now you know, okay, well, who do you want to call as an agent when you wake up? The list of people that don't engage with me or the list of people that engage? Who's more likely to have a better conversation?
Yep.
You got to have a
Good
system
point.
that kind of communicates from that nurturing standpoint. And that's why when we look at Agent Elite, we are no longer just a website. You can no longer have only a website or only IDX website, anything like that. It needs to be an ecosystem that helps create your visibility, helps convert traffic into leads, helps you nurture those leads so that you do what you do best and you can provide that service to close those deals, nurture them into a transaction.
Yep.
That's
And
that's the pivot.
the nurture piece too is like a smart agent is going to be like, well, they visited my site, but they bounced off, and so they must not be
Hmm.
looking for a home. Okay, the smart agent says, okay, well, what can I give them even though they're not looking for a home? What else would be valuable? Can
Yeah.
I get them to sign up for a newsletter that has, all the newest happenings in the community?
Social
I know you
media, market report,
exactly.
right?
So what thing of value can you give that is either real estate related or not? It doesn't necessarily have to be related to real estate. Remember, as agents, you guys are the community experts,
Expert. Yeah.
right? So that's the thing, right? It's like Grant Cardone always says. He's like, well, if they don't buy this, I'm going to sell them something. I'm going to sell them something they're going to buy. Like, I'm going to find
Yeah.
something that they're going to buy,
You're
right?
gonna
I'm going to
find
sell
something
them.
that they're gonna relate to. Like you have to be in the mindset of I need to be visible to everyone. So when they're ready, I'm there. They're not gonna be ready to act now, but I'm gonna stay in touch with them and keep emailing, texting. I'm gonna reach out and do a call here and there. I think that
Yep.
the world is so instant gratification that sometimes we forget that not everybody wants that instant gratification right now. So it's not gonna come instant to you, but what you do to stay in front of them will turn into long-term success.
Yep, exactly. Love that. Great, great. Okay, so we've talked about your CRM and automation. We've covered website, we've covered content, we've covered reviews and reputation, we've covered automation and CRM. Now, social media and ads to amplify it. Okay, so that I
Mhm.
think is brings everything home. And I think that without ads, if you're doing all of these other things and you're present on social, that's going to be massively, that's going to create a massive difference between agents that are doing this and aren't doing this. But if you've got a small budget, it doesn't have to be, $5,000 a month, and you start doing some boosts, you start running some ads, and you're present on social, I think that your ecosystem is going to compound and amplify even more, because social media is not just for likes, it's for distribution, right? The right
Yeah.
ad strategy literally pours gasoline on a fire when you're
Yeah.
trying to build and grow something. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and you gotta look at it, if you're on social media and it links back to your website, you're just creating more links back to your website. You're helping your
Right.
ranking, right? So everything is designed to do multiple things for you, right? And so a lot of people, well, I don't know what to post on social media and I don't this. One, I wanna encourage you, don't only post for sale or new listing. Okay. That's just sales, sales, sales. You need to post value. Think of it. If you're writing the one blog post a week, use that as something you can post on social media. And you can probably post 3 different posts a week that link directly to. Take a quote out of your blog, make that the post, maybe put a picture and put the link to the blog. Like you could do that 3 different times in the week. That's 3 posts, right? Which
Yep.
all drive traffic back to your site. So you don't need to overcomplicate or overthink it. Just create this process. The other
Yep.
thing is, you know, put a testimonial once a week that as a social post of why people love you. You know, use your design studio to create the testimonial and post it. Right. Then it's not as bad when you do post, hey, just listed, hey, reduced price, hey, just sold, because you're adding more value throughout your
Sure.
post that is going to help. And so, yeah, we look at like a simple post a day is going to be part of that 5,000 keywords you should be writing a month,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
That's going to help and it's going to show you and you're going to build your following over time. Not going to happen again. Like, yes, you got to look at the long-term success is like teaching you how to actually build your garden so you never run out of food, right? And the short-term success, the buying lead side, is always relying that you have to go pay a premium price at the grocery store, right? Um,
Right.
but the minute you stop going to that grocery store, you stop eating because you need to start growing your own, right? So don't
Yep.
don't you got to do them together. The other thing is like not every lead you buy is ready to go right now. And you have to remember you're adding them to the nurture. So you need to be doing things as an agent that adds a minimum of 3 leads a day to your system. Whether it's I met someone at the coffee shop today, I got one from an ad today and somebody found me from my social post. Like 3 leads a day in your system is going to be very critical. Okay. Because they're not all ready, but at the end of the year, we want to get to a point where you've built 600 to 1,000 new leads. Because if we keep re engaging and nurturing them, they're going to keep coming back. And not only will they eventually buy or sell with you, they will eventually refer people to you. And that's a
Exactly.
big part of it. Right
Exactly.
now,
Yep.
exactly to go on your ad strategy. we always look at again, is your nurture flow and system built before you start buying leads or ads,
Right.
right?
Right.
Leads, ads, same thing, except for leads are going to be more expensive. You're having somebody else do it. Ads, not as expensive as buying leads, but you're controlling they come to you and not other people, right? Um, and then organic means like you're really getting out there the visibility. They're coming to you at a higher intent than just leads or ads. So they all kind of work in conjunction with each other.
Yep, I love that. Awesome. Well, look, like that's the overarching the five core pillars, right? So starting from the website, just to reiterate, like guys, if your website doesn't capture leads, you don't have a business, you have an expensive online flyer or a business card in the sky, right? The Agent Elite solution for you is we do have very nice looking IDX integrated websites that give you the ability to add blogs, add content, modify your design, brand yourself how you want, and the coaching to say, hey, these templates, these designs are higher converting than these because
Yeah.
we have thousands of agents that use them, and we know what works and what doesn't. So
And that's
for
a
your
great
website,
point because we hear people all the time, well, I don't want anything. I want to be unique. I don't want anything to be the same. I get it. But at the same time, do you want something that's going to be functional, proven? We've
yep,
spent hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars over 14 years to find the secret sauce.
exactly. 100%. Yep. Second, SEO. So the content, like we said, this is what feeds the search engines and points them to your website. So this is the fuel that drives the traffic. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, what is the Agent Elite solution for the agent that is like, okay, that's all well and good. I'm busy. I don't have time to do this. Well, we've got we have a concierge. We have automated, blog services, content distribution, things like this that we can do with you or for you,
Yeah.
or we don't have to do anything at all. But that's the thing. Like that's the tie-in and the solution for that part.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I
Um,
look at it like our system, you have the capability to do all of that within the system. The tools are
totally.
there
Hmm.
for you to use. So it's basically that's your gym membership you're paying for. You have those tools. You get all of our live trainings, all of our one-on-ones, all of our, support to help you do it, but you have to
Yep.
do those things, right? Now, we get it. You're busy. So we created other services like, one-time SEO pages that if you just want a couple pages here or there, or monthly content writing, we've got that. We even created a concierge service where you could basically hire our concierge side on to go in and write a blogs for you monthly. Go in and audit your lead list and make sure safe searches are added to your system if you miss them. Go in and, sync up different pieces of your Google business and, do outreach for reviews for you and respond to reviews. Like we get it. So we created that concierge package based on everybody saying, well, I don't have the time. I need to be with my clients. We get it. This saves you about at least 10 hours a month. So I always look at like, what is your hourly rate? What is that buy? How
Yeah.
do you buy back your time
Yep.
with systems and tools like that? So, but we get it. We have a done with you, done by you, done for you model, anything to cater to how you need assistance. But we
Totally.
always
Yeah.
have that strategy there for you because we know this is where agents are becoming more successful and starting to produce over 12, 15, 20 plus deals a year.
Yep. Love that. Yep. Next, reviews and reputation. We covered this extensively, and we usually talk about, we talk about this all the time, right? So, your reviews, guys, are the currency of trust. Okay. No reviews, no reputation, and no
No
reputation,
trust?
no
No
trust,
trust?
right? And no
Yeah.
trust, no business. So, the Agent Elite solution to this is, you can, optimize all of your online, where are you online, your Google My Business profile, all of these places, so everything is succinct, and make it easy for people, show you how to make it easy for people to leave reviews. And as long as everything stays optimized and you have your reviews forefront and facing everybody, that's going to create more trust when somebody is searching for you, right?
Yeah. So we always will teach you how to do it. Like you could go do it yourself without having a tool. You just have to log into all of the directories and you have to be the one that goes through and updates all of the directories, everything like that. it's very time consuming because there's like 60 plus directories. Okay. Or you have a tool like we have local presence boost that allows you to take over all of these directories, manage them from one location, connect your Google business, connect your Facebook so you can do updates on your entity, right? This also allows you to have reputation management where you can get alerted when you get a new review, right? Then you have the ability to respond directly to a review from one system instead of having to log into 50 systems, right? And then we also have components in there that will allow you to either text or email out to ask for a review either on your website or either on your Google business. Just tools to encourage that easy interaction. The biggest thing we're always going to say is like, you can still ask for reviews without any tools. You just got to make sure you're asking because you have a 50% chance that they are going to leave you a review when you ask. You have a 0% chance if you never ask.
Right, exactly. You miss all of the shots that you never take.
Exactly.
Right. Awesome. Next, CRM and automation. So if you're not following up quickly, smart, like using what you know about people and digging to get more information about people, then you're not going to be as successful. So the Agent Elite solution here is we've got CRM lead routing. We've got smart systems that they know who's on your website. What are they looking at? How do we segment them and get them into your website? And how do we queue that up so you're like, Johnny or Joni on the spot right away,
Yeah.
right?
And the mobile app that you get with our system too, like it'll alert you, oh, Max just saved this property. Max requested this. Like I watch, like I get the text messages for or the push notifications from the app, like, hey, log in and add your leads today. Hey, you still have time to call people today. Hey, go ask for a referral. Like we're trying to gamify the mobile app so that you want to log in. It's reminding you to do those standard things so that you're staying on top of your business, building this long-term pipeline. And so it's a
Yep.
system that's there to work for you and with you.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Love that. And then last, the social media and ads. So, like I said before, it's not just for likes. It's not just to show off and show, that you're an agent and you've got new listings and things like that. It's for distribution, right? It's to push people to your website. It's to add value, and the right social media and ad strategy pours gasoline on the fire. So the Agent Elite solution for the agent that wants to get this in line, but maybe doesn't know where to start, things like that. Well, we do offer paid ads, like a content system for you, right?
Yeah, so we have different avenues. Like Concierge has a component where we'll create social posts for you and give them to you to do. We'll strategize with you. We can connect and take over things for you so that you're posting consistently. And a lot of it is like repurposing your blogs, repurposing communities, things like that, repurposing your testimonials. A big part of it is looking at like people aren't just sitting on your website, and that's not where you're always going to catch them. Where are people spending their attention? Social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We could keep going down the list, right? Um, and so the biggest thing is Meta. Meta has Facebook and Instagram. So we do manage ads for our clients there. We always recommend do that after your nurture is set up, right? But we get it. You don't want to sit there and be a ads manager and learn how to understand campaigns and seek, click through rates, things like that. Like I get it. It's hard in general. So be an agent and let us manage a lot of that for you. Um, that's where you'll want to start generating more leads while your organic stuff is starting to try to generate more traffic.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. So, to recap and wrap everything up, guys, like the one-off tactics are going to fade away. All right. The person that comes out is like, if you do this one thing, you don't have to do anything else, and you're going to be massively successful. I'd say be very, very wary before you start throwing money at that person, right? Because
run away.
Right. You got to be careful. Ecosystems compound. When everything works together, that's when, as an agent, you really start seeing things change.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage everybody to go to agentelite.com/visible. That is where you can get the visible agent. This is a guide. This maps out a lot of this process and how you can do this on yourself, gives you the strategy. And then also in a short, like, I don't know exactly when, but at some point pretty quick, we're going to have a scorecard that's available for agents. So basically, guys, you're going to be able to answer a few questions, and then we're going to give you a scorecard on like, where are you at with all of this stuff, with your online presence? How visible are you? And then it's going to give you actionable insights that are unique and customized for you, that show you, you know, this is what we recommend. This is what we recommend. And yeah, we have services and things like that that can help, but it's really a tool for you to really dive in and figure out, how visible am I? Where am I doing well? Where are the opportunities where I can grow, to really kind of round it out? So keep, you know, stay posted for that. And if nothing else, I mean, look, go to Agent Elite, check it out, and you know, let us know what you think. Send us a DM, visit our website, comment on a blog. Just, you know, let us know, you know, what you think about what we do, what we offer, and how can we help you. And if we're missing something, tell us. Be like, hey, this company does this. Why don't you guys like let us know? Like, you know, we're trying to continuously make things better for real estate agents. So that's how I got. Shauna, as always, what's the challenge? What's the encouragement? What do you want these guys to do until before next week?
The biggest thing is, like, we also have a 90-day action plan, and maybe I don't know the link, so maybe we'll post it in it after. But take what we've identified in those 5 pillars and look at the 90-day action plan and plug in what you want to do and see happen over the next 90 days, right? So don't try to build Rome in a day. Build it one day at a time. What can you do today? What can you do tomorrow? It's the same thing when we all, make those New Year's resolutions. We all like go, hey, yeah, I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to do this. And then we go to the gym once, twice, 3 times, then we stop. It's the same thing we see happen with agents in their business. They're like all excited, they start doing it, and then they slowly stop, even though that was creating success. And then they wonder in 3 months, why did my deals dip? Well, it's because you stopped doing something 3 months ago, not today, not last week, not yesterday.
Love that. All right, guys. Well, listen, agents, get out there, get after it. Have a great, productive Friday and an awesome weekend. And we will see you next week, same time, Fridays at 9 a.m. PST on Elite Zone Live.
Yep.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.